fantastic, right? Yeah. Okay. So as a result of this, let's all right. So just with that in mind, let's go with Matthew McConaughey actually speaking out against cancel culture. All right. And then, PC and all this other stuff, right? Like we said a little bit earlier. Now, this is from CBS News. Did I link it? Yeah. All right. So Paris City Hall fined for hiring too many women under law aimed at fixing gender imbalance. And this is where we're at. Now, this is where we're at, guys. So once you start, this is like Animal Farm, right? Again, to go back to Orwell, we started with the memory hole, right? Everything goes down the memory hole. But now we're on to Animal Farm. And so I'm going to say animals. And so you guys are going to get offended now because, well, that's the way it goes. But if you read Animal Farm, you'll know the context here of exactly what I'm saying. So let's read just a little bit of this. Paris City Hall fined for hiring too many women under law aimed at fixing gender imbalance. And here we go. Right? They've been fined 90,000 euros, which is $109,000, for having appointed too many women to top positions in 2018. A breach in law aimed at ensuring gender balance. Paris Mayor Anne Hidalgo mocked the fine as unfair and absurd on Tuesday during a meeting of the city council. A 2013 law meant to ensure that women get better access to senior jobs in the civil service requires a minimum 40% of appointments for each gender. Right? Right? So you see what we're doing here. Once you start requiring particular things, then you're also limiting particular things. You see what happens? Now this is a progressive thinking, right? Like this is how it goes. If you say, "Hold on, we need 2 pigs, a horse, a sheep, and a black sheep." All right? That's what we need to make a functioning thing, right? A functioning council, a functioning coffee shop, a functioning whatever. Suddenly, you see what happens. We're not really putting anything out there to help anybody. Suddenly we're limiting who can do what. And it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse, right? Again, how much sense does stuff like this make? So it's like, okay, fine. I'm not against anybody. Like, get in there and work. Do your thing, right? Be effective. Be good at what you do, and that's that. All right? So don't take this and go, Michael Strange is a misogynist asshole. Right? Fine. You can say that, but I'm not. Go get it. Right? Go get it. But these types of laws are completely backwards to what we're looking at here, to what we want to happen. So we're trying to fit the round peg, square hole, and just smashing it in there to try and do what exactly? Now we're fining for too many women, you see? So by having quotas and these types of things, you're limiting exactly where this is headed, and you're not making a difference for anybody. Right? It ends up being just stupid and backwards. And this is what happens when people tinker with too many laws. Here we go. This is what we get. Anyway, here we go. So this continues from the East Bay Express. All right. Now, speaking of quotas, and what's up, Super Mike? Thanks for showing up. Says feel-good legislation almost always fails in unintended ways, and that's a good way to put it. Feel-good legislation. Exactly. It backwards and upside down is what this stuff is. It makes no sense. So this is from the East Bay Express. This continues. This sentiment and these thoughts continue, and this is crazy. So in California, which is where I started, that's where I'm from. Sadly, I'm embarrassed to say, but for Prop 16. Equity and inclusion must replace quotas misuse. Oh, all right. Now look. Now this seems ridiculous at this point. Just read some of this. A recent newspaper crossword puzzle offered this clue. Affirmative action word, 5 letters. The answer, quota. Equity, inclusion, and diversity experts and supporters would sigh and shrug. Opponents of affirmative action have completely co-opted the term. They agree. This was enshrined in California in 1996 when Proposition 209 passed using this language. Now listen to what this says. The state shall not discriminate against or grant preferential treatment to any individual or group on the basis of race, sex, color, ethnicity, or national origin in the operation of public employment, public education, or public contracting. All right? Does that seem so ridiculous there? I think, there needs to be protections because racism and bigotry, and it is a thing, right? This exists. It's real. All right? But is it so pervasive that we have to twist all the laws inside and upside down so we're finding places like in Paris there for having too many women working in the same right? Again, you can take this too far, and it's again, you let these guys run away with this stuff, and this is what you get. So let's read a little bit more. This is crazy, right? It didn't seem too ridiculous, but now they're railing against this. Okay, here we go. So note right from the article. Note the grant preferential treatment to, right? That would be a quota, wouldn't it? As in establish quotas in anti-affirmative action terms. Thus, when Prop 16, which would have revealed Prop 209, was placed on the November 2020 ballot, its text stated only, quote, allows diversity as a factor in public employment, education, and contracting decisions, unquote. Yet, although supported by hundreds of government officials, multiple unions, the University of California Board of Regents, and corporations ranging from the Warriors to Reddit, is still failed 42.8% to 57.2%. Why? Why do you think this is? This continues. Despite racial quotas being outlawed by the Supreme Court in Regents of UC versus Bakke in 1978, misinformation about affirmative action policies leading to racial quotas is still prevalent. All right. So misinformation, right? Like, what do you think? In the end, like I said, you know me, I'm talking about this, I'm thinking about this for myself, right? I'm not trying to get what CNN tells me to think or what Fox News tells me to think. I like to think about these things for myself, uncoupled from the mainstream media, because that's how we learn, that's how we grow. But do you think this is a good idea? That's the question. How far do we push this? How far do we do these feel-good laws, just like Superbike said, right? Is that what we said, feel-good? Feel-good legislation. That's what this stuff is. This is not good. This is not a good thing. And again, right? How far do you push it? How far does it go? Pretty soon, the part you need, like I said, you need a couple pigs, a horse. You got the sheep, the black sheep, and a partridge in a pear tree. And if you don't have that, you can't open your Starbucks. Like what? Like why? Why? Look, we've done it all, and I can't find a black sheep. What do we do? Right? Oh, find. You can operate, but you have to be fined every week you're open. You know what I mean? Like, this is the type of shit we're doing here. And it's absurd. It's insane. And it doesn't end. This does not end. It's a partridge in a pear tree, and then what? And then what after that? And then what after that? Yeah, I think you get the point. I don't need to beat the dead horse here, or the pigs and the sheep. Animal Farm, right? Animal Farm. So all animals are created equal. However, some animals are more equal than others.